Hello, hello, my friends. It is Friday, December 13th. Darling, kick that motherfucking door in. My hair is still wet. I washed my locks, so that's hence the ratty shirt, and I'm not going to ruin my crown here, but it's sitting right here for inspiration. I'm looking at it. I love it so much. Thank you to my friend Jay in Australia for making sure I could get one and be a part of history, because I really wanted that. And I'm a single mom of 3, so I was like, oh, $40 for a hat. That's shoes for one of the kids. I'll pass, so thank you. All right, let's talk about long game. I just posted a TikTok about this, but we're going to dig in a little deeper, because we are now at the point where everyone who was holding on to despair because what could possibly happen if something pops up, then what? They're just going to come in and arrest people and put them in. That's not going to happen. You know, they can't imagine what could possibly happen next. Therefore, they're in the comments going, since I can't imagine it, nothing could possibly be different. It's easier for me to imagine walking into a new schmatzy regime and just surviving it than to think that maybe someone's going to stop that from happening. Maybe someone who's aware of history would like to not let it repeat. And as I also said in that post, there are certain poisons in this country that are more sensitive to knowing how bad things can get, because historically speaking, we're the ones that all the bad things happen to. So we are more likely to want to push back. We are more likely to take advantage of opportunities to stop it, which is why we have been real hard going, I don't think she would do that, because we know if it were us, we wouldn't do that. If it were me, I wouldn't do that. If I were her, if I had that kind of experience and power, and that was my whole career, my whole life, and I see a legitimate regime coming in, and the people are going to come for me. They're going to come for me and my family. They're going to come for all the people they've named. I know that that's going to happen. I'm just going to go home? No, I'm going to take advantage of the presented opportunity to take this shit down. So someone had come into my comments and mentioned that the executive order that we've been talking about, they swear they saw someone on the blue team saying that, there's no way that'll work. And I really can't stand these passive-aggressive bots that come into my comments sometimes, because, darling, if they had no reason to use it, then why did Joe Biden renew it? You have to remember that this is a long-running game. This isn't something that happened and now they're on the back end trying to scramble and discover what happened. This is something they've been tracking, okay? This whole thing was a fucking trap, okay? It was a net covered, deep, mud, leaves, food, and it has been left lying for a very long time. Okay, so long that certain people are not even getting comfortable. They are fully comfortable. We are now at the point where they think they got it all. They are showing their entire asses. Okay, and the thing about this order, what I said at the end of the other video, is that it essentially buys more time. And that was the purpose when Dumpty put it into place. That's why he put it in as a safeguard to keep him in the seat for longer if certain things happen. And of course, that's not the way it went. So what this does is it gives them until the 20th to turn in any suspicions of outside fiddling. Okay. At that point, that starts a new clock for another deadline. That's like 45 days away. And then there's another deadline after that. It ends up buying about 3 months of additional time. So that then means that we're not looking at a January 20th ceremony. We're looking at something else, and we don't know what that would be, because part of the deadlines are to figure out, to investigate it, and then to figure out how to handle it. What do we want to do? Do we want to test again? Do we just want to go with option B? Like, I don't know. I'm spitballing because it's not written down. It would be up to the powers that be to discuss resolutions, and then they have another set of deadlines to actually implement the resolution that they came up with. So it starts this process that takes up time. So that's why I think, and a lot of us think, that's going to be the kicker, because I don't believe it necessarily has to be the campaign that does it. It can just be agency or someone, as long as there's proof enough to investigate. Now that review is required, and it triggers this other line of events. And during that line of events, and someone pointed this out, they said, oh, well, that would make sense when Gavin Newsom said it will take time for everything to come out. I was saying, well, of course it's going to take time. This is a huge thing that's been going on for years. We're going to be learning about this for years. But in the more immediate frame, it does make sense, because if it goes that way, we are essentially going to be putting a pause, and it will be the first time in history. We've never fucking done this. It's unprecedented. Some of you can't imagine it because that's the part that's standing in the way. The fact that it's never happened is blocking your brain from imagining it, even though it's Dumpty himself who put it into place. So you know it can be done because that's someone who doesn't give two shits about precedents. But yeah, there would be no point in renewing it if you weren't going to use it. So I feel like that is the thing that's going to be used. And during that time is where other things are going to happen. Because at that point, you're going to see Team Dumpty kick up dust. Wait a minute. Hold on. We thought we got away with this. We've been announcing our plans. We pulled our masks off. We admitted to the truth of everything we lied about. Everything we lied about has been admitted to. All the people we said we didn't know, we put into seats. And all these things that we said we were about, we're now telling you was a blatant lie, and we don't know how we're going to do any of it. We just want to do our thing. And here's First Buddy doing whatever he wants, and the VP elect is MIA. No one's seen this guy, question mark, question mark. I thoroughly believe that they renewed that order and allowed the change to that letter of ascertainment, making it not discontinued, just no longer required for the process to start. And like I said on the piece, if you noticed, the waves have just been parting. Everything that was going to be an obstacle, out of the way. Jack Smith, out of the way. FBI guy, out of the way. Any agency head that they're like, oh, we're coming for you. They're like, no, I'll just resign. Like, they're just getting out of the way. Even Newsom, remember, he was getting loud and saying, oh, we're special session, we're fighting back. And it's almost like someone told him a little something, because a week or so later, he was relaxed, happy, and talking about all will reveal itself. So that is all intentional. It's not that we're being abandoned. It's that they're leaving the path wide open so that they can keep doing everything they're doing with no resistance and no distraction. They are telling on themselves fully. So when this happens, it's going to be just like the RNC when the rug was pulled out and they go, wait, now we already told on ourselves. And how are we supposed to save ourselves now? They are going to get even sloppier and messier. They're going to start turning on each other. It is going to get wild. And in the course of them trying to break free of the trap, it will open up the door to the additional information that is there. Because you know there are multiple agencies with whole files on certain people, especially Emerald Man, that are just waiting for the time to announce it. Oh yeah, they've got it. They've been looking at this for a long time. So glad you brought that up. So that's where we're going to start seeing revelation, while the current team works on proposed resolutions. And yeah, maybe we might get some other curveballs. Maybe, an outside power, an international power might get involved as well. And but yeah. And then that could potentially tie into those stars we're seeing flying around, right? Sounds a little less crazy now. Because yeah, what if they're keeping an eye on things because there are certain areas that may see more unrest from their pocket cults than other areas. But I mean, it might be there are folks that are like, they're also near a lot of bases, and that's true too. Could be just keeping an eye on that in case there might be something else we don't know. Maybe other people have been eyeballing the bases, so we're watching that too, because whenever this ish pops off, we don't know whatever secret other plans the big white Ruski Putinesca whale and his cohorts might have. Speaking of which, Miss Jackie dropped a track off of her album, just one track out of the whole album, and I don't know if you saw it. I believe it's still on the YouTube, might be on the Muskie Place app, but yeah, receipts, correspondence, direct lines from Emerald Man, other key Dumpty players to key Putinesco Ruski players, specifically talking about things that happened. Their plans to make the thing. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So anyway, yeah, we getting cocky right about now. We getting cocky. Exciting times. Friday the 13th.